The Tragic King, a true story. Once upon a time in the bucolic New England countryside lived a famous king. With a fair queen and 4 beautiful children as his loyal subjects, he ruled with an iron will. He was known throughout the land as the king of all that is written, and was said to have had his Pulitzer Prize dipped in liquid gold. Yet his excesses were the stuff of legends. His Majesty loved to pace through his castle while contemplating what to write next, puffing maniacally on a cigar and looking for victims to torture, mostly women and children, and often his own. "You goddamn children are animals. You should be put away," he roared one day at his 2 young offspring. Their crime was minimal, but their punishment obscene. His fair queen often came to her children's defense, only to be commanded to shut up and keep those brats under control. One Christmas morn, the Prestons, a noble family in the king's court, were in a celebratory mood. Suddenly, the queen summoned Lady Noni and her children to her side. The queen was out of her mind with fear and panic. "The king is burning all the royal presents," she wailed. Indeed, his Majesty had built a huge bonfire and was throwing all the children's gifts into the flames. Ranting about the queen's exorbitance and waste, the king, who was feral with drink, had started with wrapping paper and moved on to the presents themselves. Alas, Christmas was ruined once again as the brooding king retreated into his house of writing, while the queen in her court tried to make merry with cleverness and the little spirit that was left. Over the years, people came from near and far to worship the king and seek his counsel on their own humble prose. The king grew more and more distracted, however, and retreated into the company of the blossoming fair maidens adorning his court. One day he turned to Lady Evie and said, "Lady Evie, I can see that your breasts are budding so nicely. Come, sit next to me. Do you have a young man in your life?" "Why, yes, your lordship." "Does he have a big schlong, pray tell?" "Come again, sire?" Towards the end of his life, the king fell into ill health and spent countless hours pondering the meaning of his existence. He begged his wife and children for forgiveness and even summoned Lady Evie to his chambers. After a lengthy conference, he took her hands in his and stated, "I have apologized for my deranged and imbalanced ways and have come to know what I've never understood my entire life." "What is it, King?" "That I'm an emotional idiot."